Let's be honest, brother. Most guys walk around thinking every "I miss you" text means something. It doesn't. Words are cheap, but actions, they're gospel. Today, I'm going to show you the 6 things women only do for the men they truly love. Not like, not tolerate, not string along. Love. And once you see these, you'll never be fooled again by surface-level affection. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This applies powerfully to recognizing love. The words she says matter less than the actions she takes. Her reactions to your presence, your absence, your struggles, and your victories reveal more than any declaration of affection ever could. Love is not a feeling. It is a choice expressed through consistent action. And the woman who loves you will show it in ways that cannot be faked or manufactured. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." A woman's actions are the color of her heart. They reveal what she truly thinks of you, not what she says she thinks. And when you learn to read those actions, you will never be confused about where you stand again. Now, let's get into it. 1. She nurtures you without being asked. A woman in love becomes a silent caretaker. Not because you begged, not because you demanded, because something inside her just wants to see you win. She brings you coffee when you didn't ask. She notices you're tired before you say a word. She checks in about the smallest things like how your meeting went or if you ate. Now, let me be clear. This has nothing to do with gender roles or submission. This is about emotional investment. When a woman loves you, your well-being becomes her instinct. She'll cook, clean, fix, pray, and support. Not because you expect it, but because she wants you at your best. Why? Because in her mind, your rise is hers. But here's the kicker. A woman won't do this for just anyone. She won't break her routine or interrupt her day for a man she's unsure about. She won't fold your laundry if you're just a placeholder. She won't cook you soup when you're sick if she's still dating other guys. That level of care only happens when her walls have dropped, when she's all in. So next time you're wondering if a woman's really into you, look at the little things she does when no one's watching. That's the real love letter. There is something profound about a woman who nurtures without being asked. It is not obligation. It is not duty. It is instinct. When a woman loves you, your well-being becomes intertwined with hers. She doesn't see your success as separate from her own. She sees it as shared, and so she invests. Not because you demanded it, but because she wants to. This is the difference between a woman who is passing time and a woman who is building a future. The woman who is passing time will give you attention when it is convenient for her. The woman who is building a future will give you care, even when it costs her something. She will prioritize your needs alongside her own. She will notice the small things that others overlook. She will remember how you take your coffee, what stresses you out, what makes you feel appreciated. And she will act on that knowledge without needing to be reminded. That is love in its most practical form. And it is rare. 2. She defends you when you're not around. You'll know a woman loves you not by how she acts around you, but how she speaks about you when you're not in the room. Does she light up when your name comes up? Does she stop her friends from clowning on you? Does she shut down gossip, even subtle stuff? Because here's the truth. Most women will stay quiet if they don't really care. They'll let people disrespect you. They'll laugh when others mock your flaws. They'll nod along when someone says, "He's too quiet," or "He's too intense." But a woman who loves you, she becomes your invisible sword. She'll check her best friend real fast. She'll say, "Don't talk about him like that," without hesitation. She'll even risk social discomfort just to protect your name. And that's rare. Why? Because defending someone when they're not around means one thing: loyalty. You're not just a boyfriend. You're part of her identity. Now, your success, your reputation, your name, it matters to her. So, if you want to know how deep the love runs, ask yourself this. What does she say about me when I'm not there? Because if she's not defending you in your absence, she doesn't deserve you in her presence. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." A woman who loves you does not anxiously depend on what others think. She is secure in her choice. She does not need validation from her friends about her decision to be with you. She does not need permission to defend you. She does it because she knows your value, and she will not let anyone diminish it, even when you are not there to defend yourself. And that kind of loyalty is not something you find every day. It is earned through consistency, through character, through being the kind of man she is proud to stand beside. And when you have that, you have something precious. 3. She becomes emotionally exclusive even before you make it official. This one's subtle but powerful. You might think exclusivity begins when you both agree to be a couple, but with women who genuinely love you, it happens way before that. She stops replying to the other dudes. She pulls away from male friends with secret intentions. She starts turning down invites she knows would trigger jealousy or discomfort in you. And she doesn't do this because you demanded it. She does it because in her heart you're already her man. That's the difference. A woman in love begins to self-regulate. She won't post thirst traps. She won't accidentally party till 3 a.m. with her ex's friends. She won't keep one foot out the door. Instead, she starts aligning her behavior with a man she respects, a man she sees a future with. You'll notice she gets quieter online, more private, less performative. Why? Because love doesn't broadcast. It protects. And when a woman starts guarding your bond like a secret worth defending, you're no longer an option. You're the center of her emotional gravity. So, don't be fooled by a title. Look at the behavior before the label. If she's already acting like you're hers without a ring or status, that's love. And if she isn't, well, you already know the answer. This is where many men get confused. They think that commitment is a switch that flips when the conversation happens. But the truth is that commitment is a process. It begins long before the words are spoken. It begins with the choices she makes when no one is watching. It begins with the attention she gives you that she gives no one else. It begins with the way she protects the bond between you, even when it would be easier not to. A woman who loves you will not keep her options open. She will close them on her own, not because you asked, but because she knows what she wants. And what she wants is you. That is the difference between a woman who is interested and a woman who is invested. Interest is temporary. Investment is lasting. And the woman who is invested will show it before she ever says a word about exclusivity. 4. She adapts to your world without losing herself. This one right here, it separates the girls who are just passing time from the women who are all in. When a woman loves you, she doesn't try to dominate your life. She doesn't need to change your core, shrink your passions, or tug you away from your purpose. Instead, she learns how to move with you. She starts paying attention to your interests, not to fake it, not to manipulate you. But because she genuinely wants to understand the man she chose, you're into late-night gym sessions. Suddenly, she's cool with post-workout calls instead of complaining. You're building a business and can't text every 3 hours. She gives you space, but still shows up in ways that say, "I've got you." She starts asking questions about your dreams. She learns the names of your mentors, the meaning behind your routines, even the battles you're fighting that you don't always speak out loud. But the key, she doesn't disappear. She doesn't abandon her own identity. She keeps doing her thing, but integrates herself into your rhythm. She becomes the melody to your beat, not a distraction, not a weight. That kind of woman. She's not looking for a life to escape into. She's looking for a man she can build a world with. And that's love. Not in the fireworks and roses way, but in the realest, most stable, I choose you daily way. So, if she's adjusting, sinking, supporting, without becoming someone else, you've got something sacred because love isn't about control. It's about alignment. There is something beautiful about a woman who can adapt without losing herself. She does not become a mirror of you. She does not lose her own identity. She simply finds a way for her identity and yours to coexist harmoniously. She respects your world and invites you to respect hers. She does not see your passions as a threat. She sees them as part of who you are, and she wants to understand them because she wants to understand you. This is the mark of a woman who is not just in love, but who is mature enough to know what love requires. It requires flexibility. It requires patience. It requires the willingness to learn and grow alongside someone else. And when a woman can do that without sacrificing herself, you have found something rare. 5. She sees your darkness and stays anyway. You want to know if a woman really loves you? Let her see you break. Let her see you on that night when the world collapsed, when you doubted yourself, when your eyes didn't sparkle with charm, but with pain. Most women want your highlight reel, your charm, your ambition, your masculinity wrapped up in a crisp package. But the ones who love you, they stay when the curtain falls. They don't flinch when you open up. They don't run when you confess a mistake. They don't weaponize your past or use your scars as ammo later. Instead, they sit in the mess with you. They listen without fixing. They hold your silence with the same tenderness as your words. And you'll notice something wild. She won't pity you. She'll respect you more. Because to her, vulnerability isn't weakness. It's proof that you trust her enough to remove the armor. A woman in love becomes your mirror, reflecting not just who you are, but who you're becoming. She doesn't love you in spite of your flaws. She loves you through them. She might challenge you, call you out, even push you to level up, but she never makes you feel like you're unworthy of love just because you're imperfect. That's rare. That's powerful. That's a kind of loyalty that can't be faked. Because love isn't just about how someone treats your victories. It's how they handle your brokenness. And if she stays when things get dark, not out of obligation, not out of fear, but because her heart recognizes yours. Brother, don't take that lightly. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, no great thing is created suddenly. This applies to love as well. It is not built through grand gestures or perfect moments. It is built through the accumulation of small acts of loyalty, patience, and presence. It is built in the moments when you are not at your best and she chooses to stay. It is built in the silence when you cannot find the words and she does not demand them. It is built in the darkness when you cannot see the way forward and she walks beside you anyway. That is the kind of love that lasts. That is the kind of love that transforms. And that is the kind of love that is worth protecting. 6. She chooses you consistently over time. This is the final sign, and it is perhaps the most important of all. Because love is not a single moment. It is not a grand declaration or a perfect date. It is a pattern of choices repeated day after day. A woman who truly loves you will not be hot and cold. She will not disappear when things get difficult. She will not make you guess where you stand. She will choose you consistently, not because she has no other options, but because she knows what she wants. And what she wants is you. She will show up even when it is inconvenient. She will prioritize you even when there are competing demands on her attention. She will communicate honestly even when it is uncomfortable. She will work through conflict instead of running from it. And she will do all of this not because she feels obligated, but because she loves you. That is the difference between love and infatuation. Infatuation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a wave. But love is steady. It endures through the storms, and it grows deeper with time. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When a woman consistently chooses you, her soul is dyed with the color of her commitment to you. She is not distracted by other possibilities. She is not wondering if she made the right choice. She is present, she is engaged, and she is yours. That is love. So, let me ask you something. Have you experienced any of these signs? Have you seen a woman nurture you without being asked? Have you seen her defend you in your absence? Have you seen her emotionally commit before you made it official? Have you seen her adapt to your world without losing herself? Have you seen her stay when you showed her your darkness? Have you seen her choose you consistently over time? If you have experienced something rare, something precious, something that most men go their entire lives without finding. And if you have not, do not settle for less. Do not mistake attention for love. Do not mistake presence for commitment. Do not mistake words for action, because love is not what she says. It is what she does. And the woman who truly loves you will show it in ways that cannot be faked. Pay attention, and never settle for anything less than what you deserve. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Do not waste your time on women who do not love you. Do not waste your energy on relationships that do not nourish you. Do not waste your heart on someone who does not choose you consistently. Life is too short for that, and you deserve better. If this hit home, if you've seen even one of these signs in your life and thought, "Damn, she might actually love me," then don't just sit with that thought. Subscribe to the channel because we go deeper than surface-level advice. We cut through the noise and show you how to think, feel, and move like a man who knows his worth. And now I want to hear from you. In the comments, drop the word anchor. Because when a woman truly loves you, she doesn't drift. She becomes your anchor. Solid, still, undeniable. So, if you've ever had a woman who grounded you like that, or you're waiting for one who will type anchor in the comments right now, let's see how many men out there still believe in something real. And hey, I'll be reading everyone, because that is what this community is about. Not just learning, but sharing. Not just receiving, but giving. And when we share our stories, we remind each other that real love still exists, that it is still possible, and that it is still worth fighting for. So, drop your story, drop your experience, and let's build a community of men who know what real love looks like and refuse to settle for anything less. Stay strong, stay grounded, and never forget your worth. See you in the next one.